works. I've never spoken on a microphone to a group of people that are only 5 feet away from you before. This is going to be pretty unique. I feel like I'm using a bullhorn. Please disperse. There's nothing to see here. First of all, for those of you who are part of the first 500 who came in, hopefully you got a copy of the DVD in your swag bag. Did anybody not get a copy of the DVD in the swag bag? Okay. So what you need to do is go to the website, EnduranceNation.us. There's a free resources tab or something. Underneath there we have 4 different seminars you can take via email: Ironman, Half Ironman, Beginner, and something else. And if you sign up for that email series, we send you a copy of the DVD. So you can get it there as well, all right? So the talk that I'm giving today is a version of the talk that we give at all of the North American Ironman races every year. We travel around to support our team, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But the DVD is a full 2 hours of us talking in much greater detail. It includes some other checklists and other resources as well. So very helpful to have the full DVD. It also includes me and my business partner talking, and together we're far more interesting than just me alone. Hard to explain, but once you see the video, you'll get the idea. So very quickly, let me get to know you guys. How many people here are total newbies at triathlon? Even if you've done one, you're kind of new. All right, very cool. A little round of applause there for you guys. Very exciting. Okay, that means the rest of you were one-time newbies. All right, okay. How many people here have done an Ironman? Okay, all right, good. How many people here think they might, at some point in time, ever want to do an Ironman? Okay, be honest, that's pretty good. I get a lot of half hands or people kind of looking at their spouses, like, maybe, okay. Ironman racing, half Ironman racing, it's all good. What I'm going to talk about today is giving you some background about how you actually want to go about racing. There's some great presenters here, a lot of really cool information about how to train, how to pick the right bike, how to run, how to swim. It kind of gets a little overwhelming. And all of that comes together on race day, where you've been training for 6 months, 9 months. You had to sign up a year in advance. You were lucky to get into the race. You had to fly out there to volunteer, to be there, to get in a line, to register. It can't possibly get any harder, although I'm sure there'll be a way to make it even harder. So you got in, and you've got 364 days to go to the race. You wake up, it's 4:30, you're starting your master swim class, and all of that builds up across the year to race day, where you've got all these expectations that you placed on yourself, because no one else really has any expectations for you. We're our own worst enemies. And you set goals for yourself throughout the course of the day. You told your family you'd be out of the water in an hour, or you told your family you'd be at mile 32 on the bike to see them in their outfit. They've got the sign of you, the giant cartoon head of you, they're holding it up. You roll by, you're 20 minutes late, your spouse is looking at it like, hey, what's going on? And what does this mean for our dinner reservation at 8 o'clock tonight? Because are we not going to make it in the middle of your race? So, what I'm going to do is give you some different perspectives. So some background. Endurance Nation is an online triathlon team. We have 575 members right now. They're across the U.S. and the globe. People sign up and they all get put on a similar training plan based on ability level, and they're put, more importantly, into a race group. So everyone training for Lake Placid trains for Lake Placid together. You start in November or December or January, and you get on the same track, you get to know each other, go through the highs and the lows, and everything else in your training in between. You show up on race day, you've got 50 or 60 people on your team who are all racing together in the same shirt, all get to know each other. I used to be a one-on-one coach. I used to coach just 20 people. That was very easy, because I only had to talk to 20 people. At any given race, I only had 3 or 4 people. Well, with 575 people, I've got 60 people in the race. I can't possibly talk to them. I've got more people in a race that are sitting here right now. Everyone's different. So we had to change the way that we coach people for racing, because I couldn't talk to them all one-on-one, and they all had different sets of needs. So, I mentioned before that we do this talk in every single Ironman in North America, which means a lot of travel for me, which is cool, but I have to say that doing an Ironman is far cooler than watching an Ironman. Have pity on your spouse. And doing an Ironman or watching one Ironman is far cooler than watching every Ironman all year long. By the end of the year, you feel like you're part of a carnival tour. The Expo people, if anyone's doing Ironman Florida, the Expo people are all just flat. We've got no energy left, they're done. It's a tough year. And what we found, what was really frustrating for us as coaches is we'd have people from all different ability levels, but they're following a similar plan. In race day, there would be insanely different results from people across the board. People you thought would be fast were not fast. People that you thought wouldn't be that fast turned out to be fast. What we realized was there was a definite, distinct performance level, what happened with people on race day versus what happened in training. And quite frankly, we were getting really, really sick and tired of really cool people like yourselves who trained for so long and invested a pretty hefty sum of money to show up for one day, the day that matters, the day that you benchmark yourself against, and totally mess it up. Spectacularly, right? Eating like it's a buffet, right? People, high school science project, throwing up on the side of the road, trying something new for the first time, buying something in the expo and throwing it on your bike, hearing someone say something in line at the buffet for the dinner and you try it on the run and you get a cramp or whatever. We, as triathletes, are used to two things. One, we're used to detail being and complexity being good. We like bikes that are super aero and the latest helmet. That's got to be good. On race day, that doesn't help you. And the other thing that doesn't help you as a triathlete is we're kind of a little bit like lemmings, you know? I was in Wisconsin in 2007 when six male pros, out of the top 10, 6 male pros wore compression socks. They wore compression socks. Nobody knew what they were. Everybody on the side of the road was like, "What's that dude wearing?" That looks so ridiculous, but they're from Germany or somewhere, so who knows? Who knows what they're doing? Then I went to Kona, which was a month later. And everybody had compression socks, right? It was only a month later, and everybody had compression socks. We like to feed off one of those behaviors. So if one person does something, the next person is likely to do it. We've been to a racing scene and someone takes a wrong turn, the next 3 people, they just follow that guy. They all just go. This also happens on race day, and it can be to your disadvantage. So my goal here today is to change the way you think about racing, whether it's an Ironman, a half Ironman, or any distance race. We're going to talk about the 4 keys, it's a set of principles you can put on top of your race goals, whatever your ability level may be, and use those as a means of getting to the finish line in the best possible condition. Okay? Race day is not about who had the fastest swim, or who had the best bike, or who had the fastest run. That's the best part about triathlon, right? Because you're right. I mean, who here swims in a master's group? Master swimming, anyone? I love my master swimming because I can swim in the same lane. I'm 36, multiple Kona guy, whatever, but I get my butt kicked every day by a 48-year-old woman, mother of 4, stay at home, and she loves to rub it in. She drills me. She lets me know it, right? That's the great thing about our sport. You can be great at one thing, not so great at another thing, but overall you can be a great triathlete. And it's really important you put that together for race day. So our goal here with the whole 4 Keys DVD, which is totally free in this talk and everything, is we want to level the playing field. It's about time that everybody gets to race, of course, according to your ability, how well you train. There shouldn't be any super double top secret thing that I've got the special way to race like Placid. If you come over here, I'll tell you what it is. It only costs like $1,000. Come closer. Some people might pay for that, but we're not going to make you do that. So I'm going to go through and talk a little bit about the execution. So the most important thing you should know is that anyone can use the 4 keys. Now I've used it, and the stuff I'm going to talk about sounds silly, but very important. I've used it to go to Kona. We've had people use it who are 15-hour Ironman finishers. It's not about speed. It's about execution. These are all of the things here listed behind me that I am not going to talk about. These are some of the things that you might want someone to talk about. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to tell you how many salt tabs per hour you need to take. I'm not going to tell you where to put your hands when you're running. I'm not going to tell you to put your goggles over, under your swim cap. That's all that manic nervousness that happens before the race, right? I'm not going to talk about these things, okay? What I am going to talk about are the 4 keys, okay? Execution, the line, the box, and the one thing. Very simple, very